Alamin ang mga proyektong hatid ng Department of Science and Technology, katuwang ang iba pang national government agencies sa bansa para sa industry, energy at emerging technology. Makakasama natin ang Department of Energy, Department of Public Works and Highways, Philippine Space Agency, lahat ng yan at iba pang balita tungkol sa Agham at Teknolohiya sa bansa. Ngayong nagdaang linggo, mula mismo kay DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña. Pakarutukan natin yan sa DOST Report tuwing Biyernes alas 4 ng hapon sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Magandang araw Pilipinas, oras na para sa mga nababanong balita tungkol sa Agham at Teknolohiya. Ito ang DOST Report. Ako po si Oning Miranda, ang inyong kapatid sa Mabawid. At kasama po natin ang kalihim ng kagawaran ng Agham at Teknolohiya, ang nag-iisang DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña. Magandang araw po si Boy.
Magandang araw naman Onin at magandang araw sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Ngayong pong araw ay inimbitahan po natin muli ang ilan sa mga national government agencies na katuwang ng Department of Science and Technology sa pagbibigay ng mga programa sa industry, energy, and emerging technology sector. Pero bago yan, makibalita muna tayo sa mga updates sa science and technology programs sa bansa. Narito po si Sek Boy.
Salamat Onin. Gaya ng dati ay magsisimula tayo sa kalusugan at kabuhayan. And then after that, we will have kaayusan at kinabukasan. So starting with kalusugan, let me give you number 1, an update on the Lagundi clinical trial screening and the recruitment of participants for stage 1 and stage 2. Okay, this recruitment has already been completed. The project has enrolled a total of 278 participants from 7 quarantine facilities. The project team is still in the middle of data analysis for stage 2 of the project, and to date, the following preliminary results were obtained from the analysis. First, no patient progressed to moderate or severe, nor were there any deaths for both the Lagundi and placebo group. Number 2, there is a significant difference between the anosmia score over time by a linear regression and the repeated measures of analysis of variance between Lagundi and the placebo, with Lagundi having lower scores, meaning the lower scores means less symptoms and improvement. There is also a significant difference between the total symptom score over time via linear regression and the repeated measures of analysis of variance between Lagundi and placebo, also favoring Lagundi. And there is no significant difference in time to recovery between Lagundi and placebo overall and for each symptom. But in terms of safety, no serious adverse events were reported. So analysis of other outcomes such as the RT-PCR test and the viral load will be forthcoming. Another report on kalusugan is that the Philippine ivermectin clinical trial team is now part of the International Ivermectin Clinical Trials Consortium. The Philippine Ivermectin Clinical Trial Team is now part of the International Ivermectin Trials Consortium, which conducts a combined analysis of all the randomized trials of ivermectin worldwide. This is being led by Dr. Andrew Hill of the Department of Pharmacology and Therapeutics at the University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. Based on current data, there are 76 randomized clinical trials evaluating ivermectin for treatment in over 20,000 patients in 30 countries, and 11 randomized trials evaluating ivermectin for prevention in over 9,000 participants. This combined analysis looks at the data of ivermectin's effect on COVID-19 treatment, prevention, survival benefits, effects on viral clearance, among others. The International Ivermectin Project team meets at least monthly to connect investigators from around the world researching ivermectin as a treatment for COVID-19. Their next meeting will be on July 2, where the Philippine Ivermectin Clinical Trial Team will present their study. Another one on kalusugan, DOST ITDI, or the Industrial Technology Development Institute, has developed a ready-to-eat RTE chicken corn soup. Remember, we have the chicken arroz caldo, okay? This time, it's the chicken corn soup for the elderly and children. So the Packaging Technology Division of the DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute has this project on the development of 3 disaster relief foods for vulnerable groups, meaning the elderly and children. So they are developing the ready-to-eat chicken corn soup. This is under the brand name Pack of Hope, okay? And remember, the first one was the chicken arroz caldo. Still on kalusugan, our DOST Region 7, okay, has a setup beneficiary. Setup is the Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, which adopted the e-Nutriban technology and now supplying the whole of Negros Oriental. Okay, the name of the company is the Saints Baked Delights, located in Dumaguete City, which is a beneficiary of DOST Region 7 setup assistance way back in 2019. Okay, being the first e-Nutriban technology licensee in Central Visayas, and with the new equipment coming from our setup program, the company initially got tapped by the Rotary Club of Dumaguete East to supply e-Nutriban for an outreach project to needy families in the municipality of Dawin in December 2020. Then, the National Nutrition Council placed a volume order for thousands of e-Nutribans intended for pregnant women for distribution to various towns in Negros Oriental and Siquijor Province. The DOST Provincial Science and Technology Center, based in Dumaguete, also assisted in stimulating the market demand for e-Nutriban by promoting them in various far-flung barangays identified for priority assistance and collaborating with local civic clubs for them to purchase the products for distribution to needy families. So this surge in market demand from the National Nutrition Council prompted Saints Baked Delights to hire additional workers in early 2021 as production had to be done already in 2 shifts. We go now to kabuhayan. The first one is that the provincial government of Ilocos Norte launched online marketing platform through the onestore.ph on June 24, yesterday, June 24, to help the economic status of the micro, small, and medium enterprises in the province. Our DOST Region 1, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center in Ilocos Norte, and the Provincial Government of Ilocos Norte, through its Small Medium Enterprises Office, launched an online marketing platform, the onestore.ph, and Agham. The launching at the Paseo de Paway, okay, in Ilocos Norte, actually took place on June 24, and it is located just right across the iconic Hawaii Church. So at the moment, over 50 MSMEs and more than 100 Ilocos Norte products are expected to be part of the onestore.ph. This initiative is expected to help the MSMEs in Ilocos Norte boost their sales and products by reaching a greater number of consumers. Most of the displays are DOST acetal products, including processed agricultural items. So this is an online platform, one store. Now coming from DOST Region 6, in Negros Occidental, our DOST in that region has partnered with a co-implementing agency called the Ecological and Agricultural Development Foundation when they launched recently its CEST project, or Community Empowerment Through Science and Technology. And they turned over project equipment amounting to more than 1.45 million pesos for the benefit of Barangay Payawan, Barangay Candoni, Candoni Town in Negros Occidental. The Eco-Agri and DOST Region 6 provided a shredder and a vermity equipment to 3 organized farmers associations of the community. The farmers associations are Alunoy Payawan Irrigators Association, the Payawan Farmers Association, and the Tablas Sitaw Small Water Impounding System Association. So if you will notice, these are all farmers dealing with irrigation and water impounding. The community was also provided with a rainwater harvesting system in response to their challenge of limited access to water for various uses. In terms of improving, the transfer of knowledge and technology towards total quality management, one of our regional offices, DOST Region 9 based in Zamboanga, has taken leadership over a project with the objective of accelerating total quality management acceptance, practice, and sustainability in selected micro, small, and medium enterprises. They follow the culture-based survey, unite, grow, operationalize, and develop roadmap, or they call it SUGOD, with emphasis on people development. So this project intends to capacitate DOST personnel so that they can catalyze 20 DOST-assisted MSMEs from all over the country to gain the Philippine Quality Award for small and medium enterprises. Now we go to a project at the Visayas State University. This is funded by the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources R&D, or DOST PICARD. And this project is to develop a tissue culture technique for the mass production of selected bamboo species. PICARD is, of course, supporting this project that is being implemented by the Visayas State University. And the aim is to develop an effective tissue culture protocol for sterilization, plantlet regeneration, multiplication, and in vitro rooting using growth regulators for economically important bamboo species. Potted out plantlets of the selected bamboo species will be established, and the tissue culture plantlets in the nursery will be developed for easy planting in the field. There were 6 bamboo species that have been included, and they use the cuttings and the seeds as source of planting materials. The following are the bamboo species included: Dendrocalamus giganteus, Bambusa tulda, Dendrocalamus asper, Dendrocalamus membranaceus var grandis, Dendrocalamus latiprorus var machiku, and Quadua angustifolia var olivers. 6 bamboo species that are considered to be good, okay? And based from their experiments, the use of commercial bleach solution and ethyl alcohol as a sterilant is more effective compared to the use of mercuric chloride in establishing clean culture. So this will help, okay, in the mass propagation of good bamboo species. Now, on the part of climate, okay, and it has something to do with kabuhayan, DOST Pag-asa actually now conducts what they call Klima Agrikultura Training Program with the Department of Agriculture, Agricultural Training Institute as partner to address the gap in understanding weather and climate information provided by Pag-asa. This training program was developed, as I have said, in partnership with DA with the support of the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, or ASIAR. Okay? The aim is to help the farmers, agricultural extension workers, and other decision makers to understand how they can effectively utilize the weather and climate information in their farming activities. As commitment to the ASIAR partners, the DOST Pag-asa, in collaboration with DA, conducts this training of trainers on Klima Agrikultura, a skill training program which capacitates agricultural extension workers to guide farmers on the use of weather and climate information in their decision making. So the training program was launched in Baguio City and in Calapan, Oriental Mindoro. And recently, Pag-asa and the DA Agricultural Training Institute also conducted successfully the training of trainers in the Bicol region, in Oriental Mindoro, in Marinduque, Romblon, and Northern Samar. That's for Lusugan and Kabuhayan.
Maraming salamat po, Sekboy. Mga kaibigan, unang bahagi pa lamang po yan. Marami pa kayong dapat malaman, kaya huwag niyo alis. Magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
At nandito naman tayo ngayon sa
Tuloy-tuloy po ang ating programa. Narito po muli, Secretary Boy, para sa ikalawang bahagi ng DOST Report. Secretary.
Salamat. Salamat, Onin. Sa kaayusan, first will be this news from the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PBOS, which introduced a new mobile app for volcano information in celebration of its 65th founding anniversary. So this new mobile app called the Volcano PH Info, okay, was launched on June 21, 2021 via an online press conference dubbed as InfoCentro sa PBOS. With the Volcano PH Info, the public can access straight from their Android devices the latest volcano bulletins and advisories. Still on kaayusan, we would like to report that the National Research Council of the Philippines has actually supported a study on Siargao biodiversity. We often hear Siargao because of the nice beaches in Siargao, okay? And actually, the DOST National Research Council of the Philippines supported a study on Siargao biodiversity by members of its Division 5 led by Dr. Cecilia Banag-Moran. This study found remarkable plant and beach forest species and possible new species of frog, rat, tarsier, insects, marine fish, and decapod crustaceans in the town of Del Carmen, Siargao. The municipality of Del Carmen alone has recorded a total of 110 species of plants and 403 species of animals from the aquatic and the terrestrial habitats. With this rich biodiversity, a move for the global importance of Del Carmen Siargao should be considered for its conservation and sustainability. The highly diverse Del Carmen mangrove forest is home of interesting species, host to unique floral assemblages, and haven of high floral diversity. According to this study, out of 54 mangrove species in the world, Del Carmen has 19 or 35% of the world species. There is also a remarkable record of 90 new species of marine flora, thus the need for continuance of correct and diversified mangrove planting. The data gathered from this project will support the request for Del Carmen Siargao to be listed as new Ramsar site in the Philippines with the help of the National Research Council of the Philippines. Ramsar is a global treaty whose primary aim is to conserve and sustain the utilization of wetland. So this is a study under the Saklolo Salawa program or SACLAW of the National Research Council of the Philippines. And now, there is news from our Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technologies, R&D. And this is about the Philippines' first coastal engineering R&D center that will rise in Ilocos region. As the country braces for the impacts of storm surges and tsunamis, being one of the longest coastline in the world, the country's first coastal engineering and management R&D center will soon rise in the Ilocos region through the Science for Change program of DOST to be one of the niche centers in the regions or NICER. It is called Coastal Engineering Research Center or COSTER, and this facility will spur the development of innovations that address coastal erosion, the development of construction materials for coastal protection, policies and guidelines to promote coastal resiliency. These projects are intended to protect resources from coastal flooding and to improve the lives of people in coastal communities. Next, we have the programs or the projects on kinabukasan. The first one is a report from our Philippine Science High School System. The Philippine Science High School System has offered a national online science communication training for grade 10 students. This is not only for their students at the Philippine Science High School. This was open to students under the Department of Education. So attracting around 5,000 registered participants nationwide, the Philippine Science High School System has launched what they call PSICOM, a certificate training course on science communication for grade 10 students from both Philippine Science High School and DepEd. It envisions to inspire Filipino youth to communicate science towards national consciousness and enhance participants' ability to laymanize science content through multimedia. Another report from the Philippine Science High School System, they did hold what they called a model United Nations. And one of the students of the Philippine Science High School Central Luzon campus won the Best Delegate Award in the North American Invitation Model United Nation or NIMUN. The Philippine Science High School System conducted its Model United Nations or MOON Youth Summit to provide a platform for Philippine science scholars to experience roles of responsible citizenship and leadership towards the attainment of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The theme for this year is good health and well-being. So they had the one member of batch 2022, Josia Garcia, from the Central Luzon campus in Clark, Pampanga, becoming one of the recipients of the Best Delegate Award in the North American Invitation Model United Nations Southeast Asia for exhibiting critical thinking, effective communication, and diplomatic negotiation skills. This is training our young people to act like those who are in the UN. Okay. Now, still news from the Philippine Science High School. The Philippine Science High School will continue to implement remote learning until the end of 2021. This was adopted, okay, by the system, and their plan aims to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 among teachers and students as the nation works out to attain herd immunity by December 2021 through vaccination. Other reasons for remote learning continuity include feedback from parents, the relatively big number of parents who are not willing to let their children to be confined in the dormitory, and the lack of resources for testing. As the Philippine Science High School system strives to guarantee quality and modernity through frequent updates in its knowledge hub, the 16 Philippine Science High School campuses demonstrate its usefulness at a challenging time like COVID-19 pandemic to offer full flexibility to approach content as prepared by students and to save time, which usually translates into comfort and more satisfying learning experiences. Now, news from our RD Lead program, Research and Development Leadership program, engages 2 new scientists or new RD leaders for their assignments at the Capiz State University and the Mindanao State University. And this is, of course, implemented by the National Research Council of the Philippines. The 2 RD leaders whose engagement has been approved are Dr. Ricardo Babaran and Dr. Elmer Dachos. Dr. Babaran is an expert in aquaculture, and he will be engaged as RD leader for Capiz State University. He will be mentoring and assisting Capiz State University in strengthening its research capabilities in the field of fisheries and fisheries management to support the fisheries sector in Capiz Province and Region 6. So, ang expertise niya ay fisheries. This is also in support of Rojas City's reputation as the seafood capital of the Philippines. On the other hand, Dr. Elmer Dajos, who is an expert, okay, in robotics, mechatronics, and artificial intelligence, okay, will be posted at the Mindanao State University General Santos City campus, particularly in developing their research program in smart farming and fisheries by conducting training on robotics and artificial intelligence geared towards their application in agriculture and fisheries. To date, since July 2018, we have now a total of 42 RD leaders dispatched to 40 different institutions across 16 regions of the country. Now, in celebration of the Metals and Engineering Week 2021, our DOST Metals Industry Research and Development Center had a lot of activities to celebrate. They had, for example, the inauguration and launching of the Advanced Mechatronics, Robotics, and Industrial Automation Laboratory, or AMIRIAL, the inauguration of the Advanced Manufacturing Center, or AMCEN. And AMCEN actually will assist businesses across all industries to level up in terms of productivity and competitiveness through mechatronics, robotics, and industrial automation. So they have now at MIRDC state-of-the-art technologies such as a small factory learning system, 6-axis collaborative robot, and a mechatronics training kit for pneumatics, hydraulics, and programmable logic controllers, as well as human-machine interface programming. The DOST MIRDC partnered with the Mechatronics and Robotics Society of the Philippines in establishing a MIRIAL. Meanwhile, there were agreements signed with partners of the Advanced Manufacturing Center, and the partners, this is in the area of additive manufacturing, included those coming from the Agham, from 3D printing service providers, from technology business incubators, and from technology partners. And towards the end of the week, MIRDC launched the 5 metals and engineering centers located in 5 universities throughout the country, namely Ifugao State University, Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, Cagayan State University, Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology, these are all in Luzon, and the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines in Cagayan de Oro. The next one is a report from our Forest Products Research and Development Institute that they will inaugurate their Technovation Hub this coming July 6 during the celebration of the Forest Products Research and Development Institute's 63rd anniversary. The Technovation Hub houses state-of-the-art facilities that can be accessed by local businesses, and they offer technical and marketing support to wood and non-wood forest-based industries. It features 3 new facilities, namely the Forest Products Innovation and Training Center, the Bamboo Musical Instruments Processing Center, and the Forest Products Technology Business Incubator. Now, over there at Caraga in Mindanao, they have reported that the Filipino Coursera learners have completed 140,000 courses in 10 months, okay, plus. And since the DOST and Coursera training program started in April 2020, Filipino online learners pursued lessons and completed a total of 146,837 courses through this platform up to February 15, 2021. DOST Caraga and Coursera provided 75,000 learning accounts with free access to thousands of courses from top universities and organizations in the world under the Coursera Workforce Government Program. Coursera is a massive open online courses platform offering traditional college or university courses. Okay, so the learners were able to enjoy free online courses with certificates from different schools and organizations such as Yale University, Johns Hopkins University, Google, and IBM. The 75,000 Filipino scholarship grantees all over the country and even from abroad, Filipinos abroad, spent more than 1.3 million learning hours in the platform during the program period. And as a result, the Philippines has ranked 5th in the Coursera's index in learning growth with a 107% increase from September 2019 to September 2020 based on the Coursera Impact Report of 2020. Finally, I just want to report that I attended as panelist the UN Conference on Trade and Development's session on Technology and Innovation Report 2021. UNCTAD invited the Philippines to participate as a presenter in UNCTAD's 68th Trade and Development Board session on Technology and Innovation Report 2021. This was held last Wednesday, June 23, 2021. And as panelists, I shared the Philippines' experiences in promoting and investing in innovation through providing grants in R&D, by assisting communities, startups, and micro, small, and medium enterprises, and by enhancing our facilities in frontier technologies. It is an honor that for this year, this is the fifth invitation extended to the DOST Secretary to speak at an event in the United Nations. So this is all for our report this week. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary, sa aming pong pagbalik. Makasama natin ang ating mga kaibigan mula sa Department of Public Works and Highways o DPWH, Department of Energy o DOE, at ng Philippine Space Agency o PhilSA para talakayin ang mga proyekto bunga ng pakikipagtulungan nila sa Department of Science and Technology. Lahat po ng yan sa pagbabalik ng DOST Report. Kayo po yung nakatutok sa DOST Report sa pagpapatuloy po ng ating pagkilala sa ilan sa mga katuwang ng Department of Science and Technology sa paghatid ng mga bagong inobasyon para sa bayan. Makasama po natin ngayong araw ang partner national agencies ng DOST pagdating sa industry, energy at emerging technology sector. Umpisahan po natin sa Department of Energy na mayroon ng napakaraming kolaborasyon sa DOST sa loob po ng halos 14 na taon. Ang kolaborasyong ito ay nakatuon sa improvement ng research and development para sa energy sector.
Mapalad tayo ngayong araw na ito dahil makasama natin si Yusek Felix William or Wimpy Puentebella ng Department of Energy. Magandang araw sa iyo, Yusek Wimpy.
Magandang araw po sa inyo, Secretary. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Isa po sa mga programang ito ay ukol sa e-vehicles. Maaari po ba kayo magkwento sa naging kolaborasyon po ng DOE at ng DOST para dito?
Nandun po tayo sa pag-provide ng suporta na serbisyo sa ating mga e-vehicles na yung nagagamit. Ang strategy natin ay yung nandoon sa charging, kung ano yung mga standard sa pag-charge at paano po natin ito mabibigyan ng sapat na suporta. Meron din po tayong kolaborasyon sa iba't ibang ahensya dahil gumagamit na tayo ngayon ng bike lane. Yung mga bike lane na ito ay pwede rin gamitan ng e-vehicle, lalong-lalo na yung mga PWD, at paano pa natin masusuportahan. So nandoon po tayo sa tinatawag nating green route. Ano po yung green route? Ito po yung pwedeng daanan ng mga e-vehicle na maliliit na pwedeng mapagdugtong-dugtong ang biyahe, halimbawa from Quezon City papuntang Makati or papuntang Taguig. So north to south, paano natin madudugtong-dugtong through the green route. At pag nalaman po natin yung green route, nandoon din, alam natin kung saan ilalagay yung mga charging stations para mas mabilis at mas maganda yung suportang mabibigay po natin. At syempre, nandoon din yung mga teknolohiya na gagamitin natin. Doon naman po sa bus lane na medyo special siya, doon sa EDSA, tinitingnan din natin kung paano yung e-vehicle na makagamit pag nagkaroon sila ng full na e-vehicle, hindi na hybrid, para mas matulak natin yung ating pagmarcha patungo sa clean energy and more sustainable na paggamit ng ating resources.
Kabilang din sa mga naging collaboration ng Department of Energy and DOST ay sa larangan ng energy efficiency. So maaari bang mag-share ka doon, Yusek Wimpy, in the area of energy efficiency?
Madami po ang nangyayari sa energy efficiency dahil ilabaga gumagawa tayo ng bagong industriya. Ano po yung mga industriyang ito? Noong una, meron tayong energy officers na kailangan ito yung nagmamanage ng ating energy sa ating opisina, sa ating malalaking lugar. So, kailangan ng mga kurso na dapat daanan para maging accredited na Energy Efficiency Officer or Energy Efficiency Manager. Pangalawa, nandoon din yung kolaborasyon natin sa pagtingin kung ano yung mga appliances na pwede nating magamit na mas energy efficient. Dahil ang sabi natin, mas productive na tayo at mas tipid ang ating nakukonsumo na enerhiya. Tulad ng paggamit ng cellphone kumpara sa laptop or paggamit ng iPad kumpara sa laptop or kumpara sa desktop. Malaki po ang natitipid natin. Dahil kung desktop po tayo at nag-shift tayo to laptop, 50% ng energy ang nagagamit. At kung nag-shift tayo sa cellphone, ako po, 90% po ang savings natin. So tinitingnan maigi ng mga kolaborasyong ito kung paano mas makakatulong sa ating consumer through science and technology. So nandoon din yung pagtingin natin sa television, nandoon din yung pagpalit natin ng ilaw from the conventional to LED. So meron din po tayo, ito yung medyo exciting kasi nandito rin yung public works. Yung building design. Meron tayong department circular na nagsasabi na bago. Yung mga bagong struktura, meron tayong mga bagong standard sa building envelope. Sabi nila, ano ulit? Envelope ng building. O paano natin binabalot yung building? Ang paggamit ba natin ng roofing ay merong solar panels? Yung paglagay ba natin ng bintana at ng pintuan ay mayroong nakaselyado para hindi lumalabas yung lamig. So these are one of the items. Meron pa tayong improvement sa mechanical at electrical system sa loob ng mga bagong gusali.
Saan pa kayang ibang areas pwede magtulungan, Yusek Whippy?
Nandun po tayo sa pag-produce ng ating pagkain dahil marami tayong farmers na nasa remote area. So meron tayong solar-powered and with battery na mga post-harvest facilities. So pwede po ito makatulong sa pag-produce ng palay, sa pag-produce ng corn, at kahit po sa pag-spindle ng abaka. So nandoon, meron na tayong mga pilot projects at nariyan din yung pangangailangan natin sa mga Filipino inventors and innovators natin because nakikita po natin yung future natin na mas maraming mabibenepisyohan with this teamwork or synergy na tinatawag. Dahil pa nagsama po ang DOST, ang DOE at ang Department of Agriculture, hindi po yan 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. 1 + 1 + 1, pag synergy po yan, naiiba na po yung formula.
Ano ba pong proyekto ng DOST at DOE ang mainuturing po ninyong may malaking impact at benepisyo natin po para sa energy sector?
Ito yung pag-develop natin ng mga bagong disenyo at bagong invention kung saan magkakaroon ng mas mabilis, mas madali, at mas mura sa ating production. So sa technology, para mas madali tayong magkaintindihan, ito ay mas mabilis, mas madali, mas mura. At pagdating naman sa clean, ito yung reuse, reduce, and recycle. So gusto na nga natin, hindi tayo masyadong maaksaya sa paggamit ng enerhiya at mas magiging competitive yung ating bansa dahil sa siyensya.
Onin, isingit ko lang na malaki rin ang collaboration ng DOST at DOE diyan sa may kinalaman sa program, National Energy Program, lalo na yung energy mix na kung saan chairman ng DOE at vice chairman naman ng DOST. So, importante collaboration din. Salamat, Yusek Whippy.
Dumako naman po tayo sa Department of Public Works and Highways o DPWH. Makasama po natin si Engineer Reynaldo P. Faustino, ang Assistant Director and Caretaker, Bureau of Research and Standards mula po sa DPWH. Magandang araw po, Engineer Faustino.
Magandang araw din po, Sir Onin.
Isa po sa mga sakuna na pinaghahandaan po, lalo na para sa mga marataas na gusali ang lindol. Ano po ang mga programa ng DOST at DPWH para po sa paghanda sa sakunang ito?
Hindi naman po natin tinatakot ating mga kababayan, pero pinaghandaan talaga natin yung tinatawag natin na the big one. Kaya puspusan ang ating pag-aaral para ma-mitigate o maigsa natin ang pinsala at epekto ng lindol na ito. Isa sa mga sinasaliksik ngayon ng DPWH sa pakipagtulungan sa DOST Shared at ng PWorks ay ang specific ground motion level sa mga probinsya ng Pangasinan, Tarlac, Metro Manila, Metro Iloilo, Guimaras, Cauayan City, Butuan City at Mati City. Layunin ng proyekto na ito na maunawaan ang eksaktong antas ng paggalaw ng lupa sa mga nasabing probinsya dahil sa lindol. Kapag nakuha na natin ang datos na ito, magagamit na ito sa pagdisenyo ng mas matatag at mas matitibay na infrastruktura gaya ng tulay at kalsada, mga bahay at gusali. Isa sa mga magiging produkto ng proyekto na ito ay ang long period at short period site response seismic microzoning map sa mga probinsya na nabanggit ko kanina. Magagamit ang seismic microzoning map na ito ng mga researchers, engineers, local government units at iba pang stakeholders bilang basehan ng kanilang structural design, pati na rin sa earthquake hazard and mitigation planning. Isasama din natin ang mapa na ito sa National Structural Code of the Philippines para mabigyan ng karagdagang impormasyon ang ating mga engineers. Isa din sa mga proyekto ng DPWH at DOST Shared ay ang paglikha ng Philippine Structural Integrity Monitoring System o PhilSIMS para sa mga critical infrastructures sa Metro Manila. Ang layunin naman ng proyekto na ito ay makapag-develop makapagkabit tayo ng mga sensors sa mga critical infrastructures gaya ng tulay at gusali upang ma-monitor ang integridad ng mga ito bago, tuwing at pagkatapos ng lindol. Isa sa mga magiging produkto ng proyekto na ito ay ang pagtatatag ng isang cost-competitive web-based system kung saan maaaring ma-monitor ang real-time status ng isang infrastruktura na kinakabitan ng sensor. Makakakuha din tayo dito ng mga datos na makatutulong upang matiyak natin kung ligtas pang gamitin ang infrastruktura o gusali pagkatapos ng lindol. Sa kasalukuyan, 10 tulay na at 22 gusali na nalagyan ng monitoring device bilang bahagi ng proyekto. At isa na nga dito ang gusali ng BRS DPWH.
Nakakatuwa yan, Onin, kasi talagang Filipino technology na ang ginamit. At ang isa pang program of collaboration ng DOST at DPWH ay yung comprehensive evaluation ng critical infrastructures and construction materials using ito tinatawag nating concrete petrography technology. So meron kaming program dyan. So siguro pwedeng ibahagi sa atin ni Director Faustino, ano ba yung concrete petrography program na yan?
Okay. Ang concrete petrography po ay isang analytical tool kung saan sinisilip ang konkreto position at malaman natin ang kalidad nito. Sa pamamagitan ng concrete petrography, masisilip natin kung anong uri ng mga batong ginamit, semento at additives na magginamit sa konkreto. Matatansya din natin ang water-cement ratio at porsyento ng air voids. Gayun din, matutukoy din natin ang yugto ng pagkasira ng konkreto gaya ng pagbibitak, carbonation, pagkasira sa apoy at alkali silica reaction o ASR. Itong mga binanggit ko ay mga factors o components na nakakaapekto sa tibay at kalidad ng konkreto. Mayroong proyekto ang DPWH at ang University of the Philippines National Institute of Geological Sciences o UPNIGS sa ilalim ng DOST Shared kung saan ginamit ang concrete petrography at iba pang structural assessment tools upang alamin ang kondisyon at kalidad ng mga konkreto sa mga identified lifeline infrastructures sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Metro Manila. Magiging basehan din ang resulta ng proyekto upang malaman ang na pagpapatibay o retrofitting method para sa mga nasabing infrastruktura. Malalaman din natin kung maisasalba pa natin ang isang lifeline infrastructure o kung kailangan na itong i-abandona ng gobyerno.
Engineer, isa pang proyekto po ng DOST at DPWH ay ang paggamit po ng mga rubber at waste plastics bilang alternatibong asphalt additives. Maaari niyo po ba ito ikwento sa amin?
Alam mo, Sir Onin, lumalabas sa isang pag-aaral ng Pilipinas ang isa sa may pinakamataas na PET bottle recovery rate na katumbas ng 90%. Imagine kung ang mangyayari kung hindi ma-recycle ng maayos itong mga PET na ito, samantala dumadami din ang may mga nagmamayari ng sasakyan na kumukonsumo naman ng mga gulong. Napakahirap i-recycle ng gulong dahil kailangan ng mga advanced na equipment at proseso para mapakinabangan ito ulit. Kaya napakaganda nitong proyekto kung saan ay kasama namin ang DOST. Ang ginawa namin ay inihalo namin sa asfalto itong mga PET o plastic waste at saka itong goma ng gulong o tinatawag nating crumb rubber. Base sa mga pag-aaral, napapatibay ng PET ang kalidad ng asfalto, particular yung laban sa stripping, thermal cracking, fatigue, damage at rotting. Yung crumb rubber naman ay nakakatulong upang pataasin ang stiffness ng asfalto na kailangan para patibayin ito laban sa wear and tear. Sa makatuwid, nasolusyonan natin ang problema sa basura, napatibay pa natin ang mga infrastruktura. Sa kasalukuyan, mayroon kaming 2 pilot projects para sa PET at crumb rubber na minomonitor namin sa loob ng 1 taon. Kung magtatagumpay ang mga pilot projects na ito, ay maaari nating gamitin ang asfalto na may halong PET at crumb rubber saan man panig ng Pilipinas.
At ngayon ay makakasama naman natin ang isa pa nating panauhin, ang Director General ng Philippine Space Agency. Walang iba kung hindi si Dr. Joel Marciano na i-share naman sa atin ang mga collaboration between PhilSA and DOST.
Thank you very much, Sekboy. Magandang hapon po, magandang hapon Onin at sa atin lahat. So ako po ay nagagalak at nandito po ako upang ibahagi ang current status ng Philippine Space Agency o PhilSA pati yung mga collaboration natin with DOST. So unang-una po, ang PhilSA, by the way, I should emphasize, ang Philippine Space Agency, ang nickname po niya ay PhilSA. Madalas po kasi PSA, no? Meron na pong PSA, no? Philippine Statistics Authority. So PhilSA or PhilSA, either one will work. So yung PhilSA, naitatag po ito nung pinirmahan ng ating presidente ang Republic Act 11363 or Philippine Space Act. Dahil po dun sa enactment ng batas na yon, naitatag ang PhilSA bilang central agency ng pamahalaan natin na tumutugon sa lahat ng mga national issues at activities na nauugnay sa Agham at Teknolohiya at mga aplikasyon ng space o kalawakan. Sa English, ito Space Science and Technology and Applications. Ang PhilSA ang pangunahing nagpaplano, nag-uugnay or coordinating at nagpapatupad na administrative entity ng executive branch ng ating gobyerno para sa National Space Program. So ito po ay direktang nakakabit sa opisina ng Pangulo kasi malawak ang sakop ng mga activities ng Space Agency at maraming ahensya ng government tulad ng DOST at ang mga constituencies nito ang pwedeng tumulong at makinabang doon sa mga activities ng Space Agency. So bago po itatag ang PhilSA, pinangunahan ng DOST ang pamumuhunan o investments ng ating gobyerno sa pagbuo ng ating local space ecosystem. Yan po yung mga activities natin sa pagbuo ng mga small satellites na kumukuha ng mga imahe habang sila'y umiikot sa kalawakan, no? Para mapag-aralan natin ang ating kapaligiran. So yung collaboration po with DOST at ng PhilSA ay nagmumula pa sa mga naunang mga activities, no? Nung tinaguyod ng DOST ASTI, Advanced Science and Technology Institute, pati ng mga pinondohan ng DOST sa mga universities natin tulad ng UP. So binigyan po ng DOST ng magandang pundasyon at momentum ang ating Philippine Space Agency para ipagpatuloy ang mga activities na to. So we're not starting from scratch. So yung dalawang main activities na pinagtutulungan po ngayon ng PhilSA at ng DOST ay ang tuluyang paggamit ng mga satellite images para ma-address ang mga ating mga pangangailangan ng impormasyon na tinatawag na geospatial, no? Geospatial information tungkol sa agrikultura, sa fisheries, sa disaster risk reduction and management, pati sa maritime domain awareness. Pati na rin po sa pagbuo na rin ng mga satellites, no? Gusto rin natin pagpatuloy yung mga diwata na satellites na nabuo natin dati, pati yung mga Maya satellites na magiging plataforma natin sa pagpapalawak ng edukasyon tungkol sa space. So yun po muna.
Director, ngayong taon po lamang nagkaroon ng collaboration ang DOST at National Security Council. Katuwang po ang Philippine Space Agency para sa implementasyon po ng Synthetic Aperture Radar o SAR and Automatic Identification System o AIS for the Innovative Terrestrial Monitoring and Maritime Surveillance o ang SAR with AIS project. Maaari niyo po bang ibahagi sa amin, sir, ang kapanapanabik na balita ito? At ano po magiging bahagi ng PhilSA sa proyekto ito?
Salamat, Onin. No? Itong kasunduan na ito ay between DOST at ang National Security Council. This revolves around dun sa paggamit ng isa sa mga satellite natin na tinatawag na NOVA-SAR. Ang NOVA-SAR is isa siyang satellite na medyo malaki-laki. No? Ang kagandahan sa satellite na to is ang teknolohiya ng kanyang payload ay radar. Ang ibig sabihin po ng radar is kumukuha rin siya ng mga imahe, pero ginagawa niya yan sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng mga radio waves na binabounce off niya sa surface ng Earth tapos kinokolekta niya ulit. So dahil po radio waves ito, nakaka-penetrate po siya ng cloud. So kahit natatakpan ng ulap ang ating mga kalupaan at ating mga dagat, nakikita po niya kung anong nasa ilalim ng mga ulap at kaya rin niyang kumuha ng mga imahe at measurements kahit sa gabi. So malaking advantage po yun at nakikita po natin kung paano natin siya magagamit sa maritime domain awareness, sa pag-monitor po ng mga ships, pag-monitor ng mga coastal resources, at pati na rin sa mga aplikasyon na nasa lupa. So yun po ang pinapatibay no, ng kasunduan na yan is yung pakinabang natin sa satellite na yan at yung capability natin na gamitin at iproseso yung mga raw signals na galing doon sa satellite. So hindi po tayo umaasa sa ibang mga bansa na i-interpret at i-process para sa atin yung mga signals na galing sa satellite. Meron po tayong capability na kunin natin ang signal mismo sa satellite. Gamit po ang mga ground stations natin, tayo rin po nagko-communicate sa mga satellites na yan at pinoprocess natin using our own manpower. Tayo rin po nag-interpret. So malaking hakbang po yan tungo sa self-reliance sa ganitong klaseng technology at ma-address po natin ang mga pangangailangan. So ang PhilSA po at the moment is coordinating with DOST ASTI, Advanced Science and Technology Institute, in the utilization of this itong NOVA-SAR satellite. Inaasahan po natin na ang PhilSA sa takdang panahon ay ita-transition po ito sa kanya no, mula po sa DOST. Isa po to sa mga investments ng DOST sa space science and technology na nakatarget po na i-transition sa Philippine Space Agency within a certain amount of time, within the next 2 or 3 years.
DG Joel, so sa ngayon, ano ang mga pwedeng abangan ng ating mga kababayan mula sa Philippine Space Agency, lalo na yung mga pakikipagtulungan sa DOST?
Thank you, Sec Boy. Yes, so yung pong mga activities natin na pag-process ng mga satellite images, gusto po natin yung palawakin. No? At ang tawag po natin dyan ay mobilizing space data. So yung pag-mobilize po niyan, ibig sabihin hindi lang po yan nasa kamay ng PhilSA, gusto rin natin makarating yan sa kamay ng mga ibang ahensya ng gobyerno sa pag-monitor, for example, sa DPWH, pag-monitor ng mga infrastruktura, sa ating pag-monitor ng mga parating ng mga bagyo at saka yung mga lugar na dinaanan ng bagyo. So yun po yung pinapalawak natin. Yung capability natin para hindi lang gamitin, pero magdagdag ng halaga or mag-create ng value on top of this data. So ang synergy po natin sa DOST dyan ay yung paggamit ng mga tinatawag ng mga data scientists, no? Yung artificial intelligence at machine learning na kung saan gumagamit tayo ng mga modernong pamamaraan sa pag-process ng data. So gusto po natin yung palakasin at gusto rin natin i-trickle down yan sa ating mga high schools, no? At sa mga universities. Para po natitrain na rin natin sila, posible gumawa po tayo ng subject sa pag-interpret po ng mga maps at mga satellite images na kung saan mga STEM, mga senior high, na-expose na po sila doon sa ganyang klaseng mga datos. Kasi dumadami na po ang datos natin sa ganyang area. Ang susunod din po, yung pagbuo natin ng satellite, meron po tayong kasulukuyang sinusubukan na buuin na satellite. Ito po simula, no? Mas malaking satellite ito na optical na kumukuha ng mga images na mas malawak. Kolaborasyon rin po ito ng DOST at ng PhilSA. At gusto po natin ituloy ang mga ganitong project dahil dinidevelop rin po natin ang industriya natin ng space, kung saan natututo tayong gumawa ng mga mahihirap na mga teknolohiya. No, mga teknolohiya na hindi lang dapat gumana, kailangan ma-accomplish ang mission in an environment tulad ng space na very hostile. At so ang paniniwala po natin sa pamamagitan ng mga ganitong mga skills, makakabuo po tayo ng high value na mga produkto at saka mga high value industries and high value jobs. Thank you, sir.
Alright. Maraming salamat po, Dr. Joel Marciano, at sa ating mga panauhin. Sekboy, baka may mga nais pa kayo pabatid sa ating pong mga panauhin at mga taga-subaybay.
Well, nagpapasalamat ako sa ating mga panauhin, si DG Marciano, si Yusek Quimpi, si Director Faustino. Napaka-proud ako sa collaboration with the three agencies na nandito ngayon, ang Department of Energy, ang Department of Public Works and Highways, at saka ang Philippine Space Agency. Never before naging ganito kalakas ang collaboration ng DOST with these other departments and agencies. At ibabanggitin ko lang na sa Cabinet Economic Development Cluster, very recently ay binigyan kami ng instructions na magtulong-tulong ang DOE, ang DOST at DTI para talaga mapalakas itong tinatawag na energy efficiency and conservation. Nakapaloob ito sa isang batas. Ano? At diyan ay mahalaga ang magiging papel ng paggawa ng energy audit na naman, malaki na ang karanasan ng DOST dyan. Ang DTI ang pwedeng kumausap sa mga kumpanya na pwedeng sumali sa energy audit. Of course, ang DOE ang siyang talagang nangunguna dito. Dito naman sa DPWH, marami pa kaming nakikitang mga pagsasamahan o pag-collaborate ng mga programs. Isa na rito yung pagre-research sa mga construction materials, mga bagong construction materials. At nandiyan na rin, kasama na yung isang halimbawa, yung paggamit ng mga geotextiles. Ginagamit din yan sa road building. At sa PhilSA, other than the use of satellites for monitoring, particularly for security reasons now, ay nandyan din yung ating pagtutulong na gagawin. May kinalaman sa pagtulong sa connectivity doon sa mga lugar na hindi nararating ng mga malalaking kumpanya na may kinalaman sa ICT. At ang PhilSA rin at DOST ang magtutulungan para sa pag-train ng ating mga tao sa space technology and development. Pabiro nga, dahil nag-celebrate kami ng 63rd anniversary, ang DOST, counting from the establishment of the National Science Development Board in 1958, 63 years na kami, nagkaroon kami ng parang coffee shop talk. And nabanggit ko na nung araw, nung bata pa ako sa DOST, tinutokso nila na yung SNT raw, ang ibig sabihin ay suka at toyo, kasi yun ang mga itinuturo namin sa mga tao na panganap buhay. Sabi nila iba na ngayon, ang SNT ay space technology na at saka technopreneurship. So yun ang nakakatuwa na mga pangyayari over the years. So salamat muli at sana ay nagkaroon pa kami ng pagkakataon na maimbitahan kayo ulit dito sa aking programa sa DOST Report. Thank you very much.
Pagbabalik, sasagutin ni Secretary Boy at ng ating mga panauhin ang tanong ng bayan, kaya huwag kayong bibitiw, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
10 seconds to deploy. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oras na para sagutin ni Secretary Boy ang tanong ng bayan. Para sa unang katanungan, wala po ito kay Bel Sorara na Radyo Agilat na 25 at Divina Pastora Reyes ng Unlad Bayan NCR News Weekly. Ano po ang mga factors o sanhin ng kakulangan ng supply ng kuryente? At ano po ang mga solusyon dito na maaaring makatulong ang DOST?
Ay siguro itanong natin kay Yusek Wimpy, ano yung kadahilanan sa pagkakaroon ng shortage ng kuryente?
Ito po yung una, no, pagsabay-sabay na pagtirik ng mga planta. Pangalawa, yung kakulangan ng transmission lines na nagkakaroon ng delay kasi hindi makapasok yung ibang capacity. Yung pangatlo, ito po yung pagsa-scheduling ng preventive maintenance, no. Pang-apat, kailangan din po talaga natin, no, yung sinasabi nating energy efficiency. At doon po talaga pumapasok yung ating mga consumers at ating mga partners dito sa DOST at sa iba't iba pang ahensya. Because ang sinasabi nating energy efficiency ay hindi dapat, no, na sinasakripisyo natin yung production natin pero hindi naman nasasayang yung enerhiya. Huwag po tayong mag-alala dahil ang ating strategiya ay itulak yung mga ating mga ahensya, no? Yung mga nagpapatakbo ng planta, yung nagpapatakbo ng system operations, at yung mga nagdi-distribute ng kuryente tulad ng Meralco, na sumunod sa mga patakaran ng Department of Energy dahil noong 2018 pa lamang naglabas na tayo ng competitive selection process na dapat mamili ng tama in accordance with the forecast ang distribution utilities. Noong 2019, sinabi natin na yung mga reserba na dapat na doon sa ating system, the ancillary services, should be properly contracted by the NGCP. At yung pangatlo, no, kailangan natin ng teamwork dahil yung grid operations and maintenance program ay dapat sinusumiti sa Department of Energy October at dapat ito ay nakapaloob sa isang 3-year plan at hindi pwedeng mag-maintain kung saan malakas yung demand. Malakas po yung demand sa Luzon pagdating ng buwan ng April, May at June. At dito po sa April, May at June, dyan tayo pwedeng tumutok sa ating mga energy efficiency programs dahil nandyan yung pagtaas ng ating mga paggamit ng appliances. So when we use more energy efficient air conditioners, when we use more energy efficient appliances, ito po ay malaking kontribusyon para mas maging magaling ang ating bansa at mas maging competitive.
Dagdagan ko na lang, maraming salamat Yusek Wimpy na sa area ng research and development, ang DOST, sa tulong din ng DOE ay nagsusupport ngayon ng isang e-mobility R&D center. Itinayo ito sa Cagayan State University. So merong investment ang DOE, may investment ang DOST, at may investment din ang Cagayan State University. Nagsisimula tayo sa e-trike pero tinawag naming e-mobility kasi we can move on to the larger vehicles. Ngayon, doon naman sa energy efficiency, ang karanasan ng DOST dyan na pwedeng mapalaki in scale sa pamamagitan ng DOE, itong energy audit nga na isinasagawa natin noong para sa mga enterprises na ating tinutulungan for productivity improvement. At ganoon din naman yung ibang local government buildings and facilities na napaka-aksaya sa kuryente. Kaya sa aming unang estimate, dahil nakagawa kami ng 300 energy audits, na ang savings na na-compute, ewan ko lang kung na-realize lahat yun, was already 2 billion pesos only for 300 establishments. What more if you can make it 3,000, so you can estimate sa Antimano meron kang 20 billion na savings. At na-experience naman siguro ng mga kababayan natin, minsan papasok ka sa mga building, mainit sa labas, sa loob nakasweater ng mga tao kasi giniginaw sa sobrang lamig ng kanilang air conditioning, which is really hindi siya efficient. So, yun lang ang masasabi ko.
At kung pwede ko lang pong dagdagan, we have an event on July 8. We can accommodate 10,000 participants virtually kung saan mag-uusap-usap po tayo tungkol sa energy efficiency, tungkol po sa green energy option at net metering. Ito po yung strategy pang consumer na pwede silang mas makatipid sa kanilang konsumo, at yung para sa malalaki, yung retail competition and open access, kung saan namimili po tayo ng supplier po natin ng kuryente para sa malalaking mga industriya. At meron pa tayo, no, yung sinasabi nating RE systems for remote areas, because we want, no, the foundations, the private sector to look into the post-harvest facilities, how we provide post-harvest facilities that are RE-powered and battery-powered, how we can provide health and education facilities with standalone power with battery storage. So yun po yung maraming pwedeng pag-usapan. July 8 po, from 9 a.m. hanggang alas 5. Virtual po ito. Please visit the website at sigurado po ako yung mga partner natin dito, DPWH, PhilSA at DOST, welcome po tayo para mag-collaborate palalo.
Alright. Ito po itanong mula kay Mary Tenorio ng Radyo Aguila. What is the contribution of the Philippine Space Agency in relation to the government's efforts in addressing COVID-19 pandemic?
Sir, yung question po is about ang paggamit ng ating space technologies sa COVID-19 pandemic. Ito po ay dinemonstrate natin yung paggamit po ng datos mula sa mga satellites. No? Kumukuha po sila ng images at nagme-measure mula sa space. So ang mga nakukuha natin mga datos mula sa mga satellites ay for example yung quality ng air at saka ng tubig, no. Dahil po nung nag-lockdown tayo, nakita natin may mga pagbabago diyan, no. Tapos rin po yung sa ating infrastruktura, yung traffic sa kalsada, yung number of bilang ng mga ships sa mga ports, na monitor po natin yan. At meron rin pong mga payload, mga camera, yung ating mga satellites na kumukuha ng measurement sa iba-ibang colors or wavelengths, no? Kung saan makikita natin, for example, mga heat signatures. So pag ang ekonomiya natin bumabalik na sa dati, dumadami na yung activity sa mga kalsada, sa mga building, sa mga factory. Pwede rin po natin yan i-monitor gamit ng mga satellites natin. So ang sa kabuuan po, parang ang pwede nating ang nagagawa po natin is nagbibigay tayo ng mga tinatawag na mga indicator o mga proxy indicator na kung saan namomonitor natin ang kalagayan ng ating ekonomiya at ang ating kapaligiran before a pandemic, during a pandemic, habang may pandemic, at as we emerge from the pandemic. Normally po yung ganitong mga obserbasyon o insights o datos na kukuha natin yan sa pamamagitan ng pag-conduct ng isang census o survey na kung saan may mga tao na lumilibot tapos nag-fill up po tayo ng mga form kung ano na yung mga ginagawa natin, ano na yung mga activities natin. Nare-realize po natin na kaya rin nating kumuha ng ganong mga datos almost quickly and instantaneously, as if this morning, no, as opposed to maghintay tayo ng result ng survey kapag gagamit tayo ng mga space data o satellite. So maraming bansa po ngayon, even ang United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs, pinopromote po ang ganyang klaseng capability, especially among developing countries. Para po mas mabilis tayo makakuha ng insights at impormasyon, at sa ating mundo ngayon, ang impormasyon na timely at accurate ay napakahalaga. Dahil po sa limited resources din, gusto natin mapapunta yon sa mas responsive ng mga policies na data-driven at mga evidence-based. So isa po yung paraan sa kung paano nakakatulong ang space technologies, no? Pati na rin po nabanggit ni Secretary kanina sa pamamagitan ng mga satellites, gusto natin palawakin ang paggamit ng mga satellites sa pagkuha ng connectivity, no, o internet. Pinag-aaralan po natin yan, ano pong mga options natin. Ang satellites po kasi kapag overhead na yan, pwedeng kagad almost covered niya napakalaking area. At hindi na po tayo mag-iintay na maglatag ng mga kable at magtayo ng mga poste para po magkaroon ng signal sa lugar natin. At kung titingnan po natin, tayo po isang archipelago, para mag-connect po natin ang ating bansa, kailangan po natin maglatag ng kable sa ilalim ng dagat. At kaya naman po yun, although it takes time and it takes a lot of resources, kaya rin po yan to some extent tugunan ng mga satellites natin. So imbitahan ko po ang ating audience, no, bisitahin po ang website ng ating Philippine Space Agency. Madali lang pong tandaan, space.gov.ph o kaya philsa.gov.ph. Meron po dong koleksyon ng mga examples kung saan natin nagagamit ang space technology pre-pandemic, during pandemic, and pati na rin po yung sinasabi kong mga economic indicators. Meron rin pong space data dashboard na dinedemonstrate yung paggamit ng space data during the pandemic. Salamat po.
Alright. Maraming po salamat, Secretary Boy, at sa ating pong mga naging panauhin, Undersecretary Felix William Puentebella, Undersecretary, Department of Energy, Engineer Rinaldo P. Postino, Assistant Director and Caretaker, Bureau of Research and Standards, Department of Public Works and Highways, Dr. Joel Joseph S. Marciano Jr., Director General, Philippine Space Agency. Mga kaibigan, abangan nyo rin po ang Bantay Bungkaan tuwing Martes at ang Expert Talk Online tuwing Miyerkules alas 5 ng hapon kasama si Jel Miranda sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng siyensya at teknolohiya ang ating pag-uusapan. Tutok lamang ito yung Biyernes alas 4 ng hapon dito sa DOST TV Facebook page. Ako po si Oring Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya para sa bawat Pilipino straight from the S&T Authority ng bansa. Ito ang DOST Report.